Forge Nation. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada, home of the world famous SEMA show, the most incredible automotive industry convention in the world. If it's big, if it's loud, if it is crazy, it is here. This is where the world's most incredible builders come to showcase their skills, and no product is overlooked. No build is too big, and the bigger, the better, to be honest. Stay tuned as we profile some of our favorite builds at the SEMA show. All right, for starters, I know this is going to be a shock, but the best build at SEMA was our rig, the Bronco Apollo, as we're going to name it. This is going to be our future rig. Trail Recon came by, checked it out. The guys over at Throttle loved it. It is a really ridiculous Bronco. Oracle Lights has this product where they put the backlight on the Bronco logo. We love that. The Warren Elite Series bumpers, rigid from head to toe. You got Fabtech upper control arms, Fabtech rear link suspension, Dirt Logic reservoir shocks, Cooper STT Pros, 37s on there, a Dana 60 in the back, a Nomad kitchen. This bad boy is ridiculous. We can't wait to give it away, but of course, in the meantime, we had to show it off at SEMA. Let's just say everyone freaking loved it. You know I love me a good full-size truck overland build, and this Ram 1500 Rebel is clean. Shout out to Black Rhino, you know those are our favorite wheels. You also have a FSR rooftop tent. I do like those tents, and that one looks way more sturdy than some of the hardtop tents that pop straight up. This one is BeanX Overland in the back here. This Overland rack is really clean. You could throw a road shower on there. I like how there's a bunch of different features. Full-size spare. Love how that swings out on the bumper. This is really nice. A couple jerry cans. Really spacious tent. It's just clean. It's pretty. BeanX Overland. Our favorite vintage Bronco definitely goes to Project Brittany, this awesome blue Bronco. They did a ridiculous job. OMF Carcraft out of Texas went with a frame-off restoration with a Coyote 5.0 underneath the hood. The diamond stitched leather interior is not to be missed. Go check them out, OMF Carcraft. This is my favorite Super Duty truck of all time. F250 Lariat is the base at Last Line of Defense on Instagram. The multicam camo is pretty choice. Heavy duty Fab 4 bumper on the front. You got the Black Rhino Abrams wheels. Those look good on any car or truck. I'm telling you, those look awesome, especially with that gunmetal. You have a full front runner rack on there with a Casey highlight light bar, and then a couple pod lights. This thing is just mean. It looks like it's at least a 4-inch lift, maybe even 6, with 40-inch tires. It's a monster. And in the back, you have the iCamper rooftop tent, the heavy-duty Diamondback tonneau cover, which is really sweet that the Yakima rack mounts right to it. That's pretty clean design. This truck is pretty rad. I also like how they mounted the road shower. That's really clean and upright. You got some Max Tracks there, Pelican case on top. This thing's made for the long haul. I like it. Last Line of Defense. I don't know how they did it, but somehow they managed to bring 11 rigs to the show this year. Deutsche Offroad absolutely killing the game. This was one of our favorite builds. Mint condition for bolt lock, that Tiffany blue wrap. This absolutely shined in the sun with matching KMC wheels. The Cooper STT Pro 40-inch tires look really good on this build. You got rigid from head to toe, including those rigid Adapt XPs on the front, and then the Free Spirit tent looks really good when it's closed up, and when it's open, that thing is huge. Great job on this build. It is by far one of the biggest build sheets I've ever seen, and someone is going to be really happy when they take this bad boy home. Yoda gang out there, there's something really cool about this 4Runner in the back. The way that they have everything stored is great. You got the bumper with the full swing on the full-size spare, a nice little table right here, and then also the Datsun storage unit. I like how clean this is. Ton of room for a great fridge, and then still room to spare for additional storage. I like how they set that up. I know there's a lot of people with 4Runners that are family people, a lot more room and more spacious. You can still get some heavy duty off-roading. That's pretty sweet. And that rooftop tent ain't bad either. Now, one of the most controversial Jeeps on this list comes from Thompson Street Customs. This JL, you know, may not be our cup of tea, especially with the angry eyes and those big rims, but what I really loved was the attention to detail on the airbrushing. It is really cool in person. They did a lot of work to it, and it may not be our cup of tea, but someone is going to love it. What's up, Forge Nation? I'm Zach, engineer extraordinaire from Dana Spicer. You know them from their unreal aftermarket accessories, parts, axles, everything in between. But this monstrosity behind me is a one-of-a-kind, ridiculous, that you just had to put on snow tracks. You had to, why not?
Absolutely, why wouldn't we? Yeah, we're really happy to be able to be part of this build. It's actually a Mopar $1 Gladiator build, so it's a diesel Gladiator that we took the bed off of. We decided to make the ultimate bug-out vehicle. So if you got to go, if it's time to go, this is where what you want to be in to go. So we started with our Ultimate Dana 60 front axle. We have our Ultimate Dana 80 rear axle, 40 spline Dana 80, because why not?
Why not?
And Hell Tracks created these tracks that are on here. They're actually 2 Skidoo tracks wide next to each other. So this has got flotation in like 14 feet of fresh powder.
This is a bridge, correct? It's a bridge, and if you think that it's just like all flair and show, check out the back of this thing.
We got all the overland. We got all the overland camping gear in the back. We've got full water filtration, water on the hose reel, our storage tank. We've got our Pro Eagle jack, our ARB air compressor, our ARB fridge on the slider that pulls out. On the far side, we've got a propane tank, also that's got on a hose reel, so you can pull your camp stove out, put it wherever you like. We got Evo suspension, double throwdown suspension. We've got Bilstein coilovers and bypasses. It's an incredible build. It's not a SEMA build. It's actually a real vehicle that works, and we're so happy with how it turned out. Box Steel is the one that did all of the metal work. These are actually handmade brass rivets that are really riveted to the aluminum substructure. So, and this was a bridge that was built in 1879 across a river in Ohio, and Box Steel was called to either repair it or take it down, so it was in bad enough shape that they took it down, and so they repurposed the metal for this build. And it's not decorative. I mean, you can grab a hold of that and shake it, and it's real solid. So we're really happy with how this came out. Expedition Vehicle Outfitters did a fantastic job on this build, and we're so happy to be a part of it.
I agree. It is a ridiculous build, and if you guys have been following along, you know that our Bronco has Dana 60s in the back, only the best, running 37s. It's gonna be a ridiculous rig that is gonna stand the test of time. So, always a pleasure, my man. Have a good SEMA show. This one's fun. Now, this one was really cool. This Tacoma with a Chinook style camp shell. They're calling it Tacozilla. Love the retro look, and if you think the outside is classic, the inside is extremely modern, enough room for 4 people. I hope that they actually make this at some point in the future, because it is really cool. There's a pass-through in there, a full kitchen and bathroom. It is choice, and someone is very lucky to own this. All right, check out this TRX, starting with the wrap. This, I don't know, is it purple, is it blue, is it black? It shines in the sunlight unlike anything I've ever seen. Love that matte finish. We've got 35-inch rugged Trek tires with that 4-play wheels, look really awesome. Up front, we have the ADD off-road bumper with some Baja designs, pod lights. There's nothing that's been overlooked on this TRX. As you guys remember from our TRX, you don't have to do a lot to it to make it incredible, but the bells and whistles put on this bad boy are pretty insane. In the back, we have a couple spare tires, and in general, the overall stance is pretty dang incredible. Love that. All right, for you Jeep fans out there, the Shocker is an incredible hybrid Jeep with 40-inch STT Pro tires. We love these tires. This is what we had on Zeus. We have Bilstein shocks, the Rock Slide Engineering side steps up front, the Road Armor bumper with a worn VR Evo 10S winch, that Factor 55 road guard, the rigid lights with that blue backlit. This thing just shines. What I really love is the detail on the wrap. Adding and letting that true paint color come in with that black matte finish is an unreal touch. And if you think Deutsch just builds like pretty rigs, no, this thing is dialed in from the 2.5-inch tie rod right there. That steering kit is dang near bulletproof. The interior of this thing is all Katzkin leather interior seats, and it's obviously a hardtop, but with the sky top, you have the full convertible mode. That thing comes all the way back and you can go off-roading in ease without having to take the whole hardtop off. This is one of my favorite Jeeps of the show. Deutsche Offroad absolutely knocked it out of the park with it. I wish we could buy it from Deutsche Offroad, but it's their personal rig now, so what are you gonna do? We got a little two-door Bronco back here, which came together really well. You have these custom fiberglass fenders, 1552 wheels, the Cooper STT Pros, these are 37s, which work really well with the two-door. Rigid from head to toe. You got the best top, little safari top right here, so you don't have to worry about taking off the flaps. The hard top looks really good. The stance is awesome. It's just one of those really functional builds that we've come to love. Rockside engineering steps, all the bells and whistles, and then you got some custom wrap work here and the black diamond version of the Bronco. I love the stance of this. I'm not really a two-door guy, but this one seems like it'd be really fun on the trail.